Hi, good afternoon. I'm Audra Monk, the Crafty Yogi, and today we're going to do a little yoga for crafters. But first, as almost always, I've got to show you what's in store for class this week. So this week on Wednesday and Friday is my Just Cards classes, and we make fun, hopefully not too tricky, quick and easy cards so that you can send them to your friends and your family. And we're going to do some featuring Designer Series paper, which is on special this month. You should talk to me about that. We are going to do a new little technique I learned at a demo meeting with watercolor. And, oh, there's so much new this week. And we're going to do one featuring a new limited edition set. There's framelits and stamps. In this case, I use the framelits. And we're going to do that. Isn't that awesome? So I'm going to cut the paper tonight and tomorrow. So there is actually last minute availability if you'd like to join us. Mostly because I've been really busy working on some other stuff that I'll show you later. Okay, so today you need a chair. So sit in your chair. So if you normally use a stool, which is what I do, you got to come sit at your kitchen chair. We want to feel both feet nice and settled on the floor. And then give me a couple shoulder rolls. They're always included. It's always good to take this 5-minute break, step away from what you're doing, and give a little release to the body. All right, now take your feet wider than your shoulders. Slide towards the end of your chair. Good, and then we're gonna come forward, and some of us are gonna stay on our hands, some of us are gonna put our elbows down. And you might feel a nice stretch in your hips, in your inner thighs, and maybe in your back. And I'd like you to keep your back nice and long and strong. So tuck your chin here. Take a couple breaths. All right, and then we're going to give a little release to that back by adding a twist. So it doesn't matter. Pick one side. Press the arm and the leg together. Take your shoulder towards the floor and look over the other shoulder. Gives you a nice little stretch to the torso, a nice little twist in the back. We're going to breathe here. Okay, carefully come back to center. Good. Now go the other way. Press an arm and a leg together. Take your shoulder towards the floor and turn and look over the other shoulder. Good, and take a couple breaths here. You want 3 to 5 breaths to really enjoy that stretch. You can even stay longer if you like. Good, and then gently come back. Good, now press both arms and both legs in. The spine is super long, and then with strength in the spine, and if you need help, you're going to use your hands, and so I'm going to do the hands. Slide your hands to the legs, and sit all the way up. Good. And then heel toe. Oh, you can't quite see my feet, I don't think, but heel toe those feet together. All right, next up, we're going to do a little hip opening because if we sit a lot, the hips get really tight. So take one foot and tap the other leg. If you can tap way up high, you go right ahead. If you need to just tap the foot, that's what you're going to do. All right, and then we're going to see if we can catch that foot and put it on the knee. If that is too high, I'm looking around to see if I have something here. Use your little trash bin. You could take a yoga block would be ideal, but you could take something and put it in front and sit up really tall there. A little footstool if you have one, whatever it is. If you need something a little less, go a little less. If up here feels good, it's okay if it feels tight. You just don't want to feel a lot of discomfort. And we don't want to press on this knee, right? We want that knee to stay happy. So we're going to sit here. And that gives me the stretch in my hip and in my low back on that side. If you're pretty flexi-bendy and it would feel good for you and you want to lean forward, not with rounding the back, but with the length in the spine, go ahead and lean forward. Good, and we're going to breathe here. This is really important stretch to do after an airplane flight, while waiting in the airport, after sitting and crafting for, most of the day, any day when you've been sitting down for a very long time. After the long car ride, if you're the passenger, sometimes you can do this in the passenger seat, sometimes not. Good, and one more breath here, and then we're going to come up nice and careful and undo. If you did put something down on the floor, move it out of the way. So tap the other side. Tap the foot, tap the ankle. If you can do it, tap the shin. So we move to get the joint warming up a little bit, and then we're going to pick up that foot and maybe put it up on the knee. If that is too high for today, we're going to take whatever it is and put it on the floor in front of us with a gently flexed foot and sit there. And all of this, of course, right here could be totally done with your shoes on, but barefoot is also nice. Give those feet a little work. Good, and so we're sitting really tall. The knee is pressing out. I've got the stretch in the hip and the stretch in the low back. And I am breathing here. Good, having a good time. If it would feel good for you, give it a little lean. Whew, I feel more stretch when I lean forward. I already had plenty of stretch too, but that little, I swear, it's like a half an inch that I lean forward and I get even more. Good, and we're breathing here. You can't see her. My dog is laying right there. I'm using my teaching to the camera voice, so she always likes to come and hang out. Good, and 2 more breaths. Anybody else have a crafting or yoga dog or cat? They like to be very close to you sometimes, don't they? Good, and 1 more breath, and then carefully come on out, undo. All right, remember that first stretch we did? Heel toe those feet away. Sit up really tall, roll your shoulders, come forward. If it feels good in your back, take a sway, and then tuck the chin and round. Now, if we have osteoporosis, we're not gonna add the sway. We're gonna come flat back and flat back. But if you've got a nice healthy spine and you wanna keep it that way, you're gonna tuck and round and sway it forward. So it's cat and cow poses. And 1 more time, I'm gonna do this one with flat back. Yep, so you can see what that looks like. And then I'm gonna bring myself back up. I'm gonna heel toe it back in, roll my shoulders, shake out my hands, and back I go. So thank you so much for stopping by. Give me a comment, give me a love, give me a like, a thumbs up.